For Syrians who wanted a different kind of country, Mazen al-Hamada embodied the cause.
And how do you feel about the people who did that to you?
For Syrians who were tortured by the Assad regime, just like he was, he answered that question for all of them. Their trauma distilled into his face, into this moment.
في الله بيحسبه، في قضاء بيحسبه. راح أسعى إلا ما أجيبه مع المحكمة وأخذ حقي بالقانون.
Mazen's body was found on Monday. He'd been detained at Saydnaya prison. We were there, but in the chaos didn't realize what was happening. We know now. He was killed by a regime he never got to see collapse. This morning, before his funeral, we visited the hospital morgue where his body was being kept. Many of those murdered inside Saydnaya were brought here. The fridges are full, there are bodies everywhere. We were shown his. The coroner told us there were signs of torture and that he'd recently deceased. We spoke to his sister Lamia outside the morgue as the body was being wrapped for burial.
يعني فرحنا بعد ما رحل النظام بس تمنيتوا انه اخوتي يكونون معي ويفرحون تمنيتوا ابني تمنيتوا زوجي تمنيتهم كلهم مشان يشوفون بس هم دفعوا ثمن.
Mazen was first imprisoned and tortured after joining anti-regime protests in 2011. When he was released, became an asylum seeker in the Netherlands. In 2020, returned to Syria. His sister told us why.
كان يهددوا مازن، ليش رجع مازن؟ كان على أساس هم عاملين عليه مثل يعني على أساس تسوية أو مصالحة رجع مشان يعني نطالع هذولا ونعمل تسوية وخلاص. وإذا ما تجي بدنا نقتل هذوك اللي بالسجن ونجيب بقية العائلة. فاضطر يجي.
Mazen's story is also that of so many others. So today, as his body came out of the hospital, thousands showed up. The street version of a state funeral, something Bashir al-Assad will never get. 3 days ago, this would not have been allowed. These sorts of tears would have meant detention.
This young man wasn't just the face of activism and opposition. He was also the face of the vulnerability and the trauma and the pain caused by this regime. And now it represents a call for justice too.
The regime broke him in the end, but he died believing that a new Syria would eventually emerge, where their crimes would be punished. Whether this is that Syria or not remains to be seen. At night, outside the hospital morgue his body was in, others search for loved ones' faces among the portraits of the dead, people who Mazen al-Hamada spoke for.
حق وحق رفقاتي اللي قتلوا لو بتكلفني حياتي بدي لاحق ولا بجيبهم على القضاء.
Well, I'm joined now by Khaled al-Kurdi, a Syrian activist who was detained by the Assad regime and was a friend of Mazen al-Hamada. He has just returned to Syria for the first time since 2013 and is with me here now. And that must leave you with such mixed feelings of joy and sadness for what happened today.
Absolutely. Well, it's a kind of confused feelings indeed, because I've never seen Syria free from Assad family. I was born like in 1988. So there's always Assad all over Syria, his pictures and his father as well. And today I don't see that, so that's amazing for me.
And you're seeing family that you haven't seen for...
Oh yeah, I've just seen my sisters after 12 years. It was very emotional indeed. and I've seen her children, 5 children. 4 of them I haven't witnessed their born.
Today on the streets was very emotional as well.
Yeah.
For Mazen's funeral.
True.
I mean, can you explain why he had become such a big figure for so many people, that so many people wanted to come out and remember him?
Yeah, true, because he represents every era of the revolution. Like when there were a lot of people interested in Syria and like trying to toppling Assad regime because of what he did to us. Mazen was of the people, like one of the people were like very much protesting all over Europe. He was trying to communicate with everyone who was trying to help. I met Mazen in Amsterdam in the protest, and he just told me, hey, I want someone to translate for me because there is someone like he's going to interview him on another channel. And this is how we became friends. And then we became more than friends, honestly, because we share a lot of pain. As me, as a former detainee, and him as well, we have witnessed the same sorrows. We have witnessed the same sadness and agony. And that's why we start to talk about our experiences.
His experiences really shocked people because he was very, open about the terrible things that had happened to him.
True, absolutely. Yeah, he was very much open to everyone, like about what happened to him.
I mean, why did he come back? And you must have tried to stop him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was at my place like 2 weeks before he went back to here, and he was very much confused as well. Like he was somehow very much, he wasn't sure what he was gonna do because he started to tell me everybody in the world community just failed us, and the only way to just topple the Assad regime from inside and to talk to them,
to come back and be a revolutionary.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, this is crazy. This is maniac. You cannot do that. Already the regime. The regime took your brother, your brother-in-law as well, and also your nephew. And yeah, you know what they are. Yeah, what they are doing to them right now. So you cannot go back to that place. It's hell.
So was he in a way also a victim of the way Europe treated Syria's refugees?
Yeah. Yes. He was. Well, he was victim by all the international community, honestly, because we witnessed that everyone just failed us. There was not much support.
What was the failure? Just explain what the failure was, because this will be documented, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, like at the beginning of the revolution, everyone was with the revolution, but out of the sudden, after Assad, Assad was one of the people who started ISIS, and when ISIS came, it was like Assad who was like the nice guy, the doctor and his wife, like very modern. And out of the sudden, like just people forget what happened to us just 3 years ago. And was even for me very ugly, honestly, very ugly. And to see that like, it was like only ISIS or Assad. This was a big mistake from the whole international community. We are not with ISIS, neither with Assad. And we felt our voices just demolished. It wasn't there, not in the media. I don't know what exactly happened. We tried to tell the people what happened to us. But everybody we weren't in the media much. Only we were talking about like ISIS all the time. But what about the people that really, really needed a revolution, really needed a better Syria without Assad, without ISIS?
Khaled Al-Kurdi, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.